The day the cows came home. The phrase sounds simple, but for us who honor the Roora tradition, it's sacred. It means everything is about to change for two people and for two families. Well, the bride price is paid and customary law states a marriage has occurred. In our culture, the bride price doesn't just mean money for cows. It can also include actual cows, if requested. It sounds transactional, but in truth it's sacred. It's the moment two families become one. On our way to the danga. We slept late the night before, chatting for hours with my cousins. So when Dad knocked on the door for us to come down to the cow pen, I was tired. But it was the best kind of tired. From laughter, memories, stories we didn't want to end. Dad's always been an early riser. Me, on the other hand, not so much. But I knew how important this day was. I wonder if he even slept that night. He might have been more excited than I was. Seeing him in his element, leading with quiet pride, it reminded me how much this day meant to him too. I love my family. Whenever there's a gathering, everyone comes out in their numbers. The invisible threads that tie us together.
Oh, and then get veal.
We ate veal.
Yeah, we had veal.
In that moment, I realized this wasn't just my day, it was ours. Everyone working in unison for me was nice to see. There's no greater feeling than knowing your family supports you and has your back. That's family spirit. That's Ubuntu. It felt like my whole village had wrapped me in love. My brothers and cousins can slaughter and skin anything, from cows, kudus, membwes, even rabbits. My dad's a hunter, so they learned from the best. Us girls, we handled the household chores, making sure everyone bathed, ate, and had enough hot water. Thank goodness for running water at the farm. No one assigns roles, we just know what to do. That's the gift we have of growing up kumusha, visiting every holiday. By 9 a.m., Laurie's team was making their way through the dusty farm roads to Chezia Farm. But they couldn't just walk in. They had to state their intentions to my Munyayi Sekru Kirian, and in order to do that, they paid the Voramromo. You could call it the entrance fee if you like.
Oh.
You go to the left.
As the bride-to-be, I was to lay low and not lift a finger. That's where my Roora squad stepped in. They cook exclusively for the groom's team and take care of all their needs for the day. I wasn't allowed to be seen by Laurie's team until negotiations were complete. They had their own room and had to wait until they were called to finally join us as one family. So I got dressed, bonded with my family, and let's be honest, texted Laurie to get the scoop from his end. I couldn't help myself. Tradition or not, I had to know what was happening. I won't bore you with the details. There are plenty of YouTube videos on the Roora process. But I began by picking money from the kandiro, or a bowl, followed by my sisters or cousin sisters, who in our culture are the original Roora squad, not my friends and not my female relatives who might be Vana or Vazukuru. In those few seconds of picking from the bowl, it carried centuries of meaning. Receiving a thank you gift from my husband-to-be, I felt the weight of tradition and the love of a man who chose me. My 3 tetes also received money for the roles they played in raising and advising me. In this clip, Vatete explains how I should use the money. Hi ladies, so I bought myself whole 2 sets. Well, back in the UK, I would use it to buy new cutlery and pots, things I need for the house, including a new lingerie set. Every item I would buy would hold a memory from this day. My sisters received money too, and they used their money to buy me gifts presented to me at either the white or western wedding or whenever they can. For carrying me for 9 months, raising me and guiding me, my mom also received money and a cow. But this was picked up by mine and Ruth, who stood in the gap for my late mom. She later passed the money on to my mom's sister. That moment cracked me somehow. The joy of the day wrapped around the ache in my heart, wishing she could have seen me. But somehow I felt her in every step, every song, every hand that reached out to help. My dad also received money for everything, providing education, loving me into the woman I am. The man did his best to make sure I lacked nothing. I had an amazing upbringing, in my opinion. His pride spoke louder than any speech could ever, and I silently thanked him for every sacrifice he made.
I think so.
Video. I must do this again. Yeah, it's next is you. Yeah, Rashumba. Open no mafuta pa kudla nyama.
Cheers!
What is the video? Video / cheers. Sasa zvinongopinda.
Cheers!
Mwera shumbe.
Just fit.
Muriera shumbe rem. Sezvo zvimera shoko muchidla nyama kudaro.
Saka ndotorai.
Dziva. Vove.
Fit formation.
Kumukotarisawo kuti wadi. Aiya. Muzivi megere zvamuyera. Uidasi. Chidza ndiye gari kushanda panapa. What are you drinking?
How is you?
We are drinking London dry gin.
Once negotiations ended, Laurie's team joined us and identified me as their bride.
Chiwana vakwasha vanobva kumusoro ikoko. Muchiwana vakarakwa varobva kunozasi uko. Savabereki tinge tichingoti zvarebwa nomwana ndizvo here kana kuti kwete. Saka taonawo kuti muri muchokwadi. Zvino takatarisana nechokwadi ichocho tongoti aiwa kuda zvataimbiswa zvichafamba zvakanaka. Mamwe mashoko atingangoreva ipapo ndepokuti mwana wayedu hatizivi kuti wakamira sei, pasina chakaipa. Tenge tichizotarisira kuti tichawana mombe yechimandamanda yatinobva tose tichifara. Ndozvatisatisirani. Takadai saizvozvi zvekuti takata sechipororo asi tiri vanhu vakawanda. Zvikuru tinotova neushe hwedu.
Pamusoro mose kutanga ndoda kutenda nekuti gashira kwamaita chatifadza kunyanya kuti muripo vakawanda. Vekwamasina vakazidyana vashoma, tiri vashoma. Kasi tongotenda kuti hatisi vashoma nekuti tawanda tahatisi. Izvo tozvikudza zvakanyanya. Tenda zvakare musiki kuti afuridze basa rekuti kunyanya kuti batanidza mhuri yekwenyu nemhuri yekwamai yakazidyana. Aizvo tinozvitenda zvikuru.
And after 2 short speeches from my 2 dads, the celebration begins. Laurie's team left around 4:30 for Chitungwiza. And during the golden hour, we had a quick photo shoot, which produced some beautiful imagery as the sun dipped low.
In a good way.
Right, girls? Chibage. Next.
But
pause.
around 6:30 in the evening, my aunt told me something that dampened the joy you see in these clips.
All right, pouting. Chimurenga. My way.
I'll be honest, despite all our planning and Laurie and I requesting for kuperekwa, it had somehow been missed out of the negotiations. Asking for kuperekwa separately would have meant gathering everyone again, and I only had 1 week left in Zimbabwe. It would be an impossible task.
Yes.
Kuperekwa must happen for the marriage process to be fully complete. Without it, living together can be frowned upon. Kuperekwa is another tradition that goes hand in hand with the whole Roora process, where the bride is formally escorted by Vatete, her aunt, and a handful of her relatives to the groom's family home. We knew this would be hard to do once I returned to the UK, especially since my aunt Vatete no longer lives there.
It's okay.
That's it.
The rest of the evening, I was a ball of nerves, not understanding what went wrong. I was on the phone to Laurie, upset. Even through disappointment, he reassured me and told me he would fix it. That call reminded me why I chose him, the calm in my storm. Despite my sisters trying to cheer me up, unfortunately, I never really enjoyed the rest of the evening celebrations. We then went back to Masvingo town, where we spent a couple of days sorting the situation out. I managed to speak with Dad, asking him to step out of the traditional norm and agree to do this without another gathering. Sekru Kirian collected the Kuperekwa token sent by Laurie, and we set off for Chitungwiza. See you in Chitungwiza for part 3, where the Kuperekwa journey begins.